What's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm Mike Watson, and I'm here for another episode of the show you love, Chat and Draw. Let me just get you up to speed on this show. It's a show where I draw and literally chat with another colleague across from the virtual art table. I mean, the title hits it right on the nose. That's exactly it. And I know you know what it is because we hit our Kickstarter goal, baby. We're funded officially as yesterday. $5,077 Chat and Draw Kickstarter in the book. I'm very excited about that. I cannot stress and express how much I appreciate you all for making this happen. I think I'm going to be saying thank you on every single damn episode moving forward because, man, the goal was only $2,500 and we did five. Not five, like 5,000 is what I meant. I was trying to be excessive with the five. I'm happy. And I appreciate the support so much. Now, for those of you that may be watching for the first time or catching this on the replay, you're probably like, dude, who are you? Why do you have all this energy? Why are you so loud? What are you even talking about? Well, I am the publisher of Short Fuse Media Group, the founder of Freestyle Comics, 1/4 of the agents of the nerdy, and if you have not been able to tell yet, the most enthusiastic person in comics, Mike Watson, your host today and every day that we have Chat and Draw. Now, right now, we're in a bit of a limbo. The Kickstarter is just completed, so now I've got to send out surveys. We got to get that cash moolah from Kickstarter. I've got to pay off the colorist. I've got to finish the production on the book, like putting the book together and sending off to the printer and getting all the shirts and all that jazzy stuff. Now, in the meantime, I have decided I am going to still do episodes of Chat and Draw. I'll probably just go down to, after this week, I'll probably be going down to one, maybe no, Mike, we're sticking with one episode a week, so I can get all that stuff done and get the show all shiny and new and polished all up for the season 4 premiere. We've got sponsors, we've got the new logo, we've got a new intro, we've got new music. Oh, it's gonna be fantastic whole. I can't wait to unveil all that stuff. And I've been dropping some of the new stuff since we've done 100 episodes. Yes, 100 episodes. This is actually 115. This is actually the 115th episode right now. But I have dropped some of the promo work, some of the promo artwork that we use now, that we will be using moving forward, that I'm very excited about and all that jazz. But that's what we're here for, Chat and Draw. So let's get to the chatting and the drawing. I've got some fantastic guests on this show. Now, I cannot stress how much of a fan I am of these guys right here. They do some fantastic work. Their stuff is all over social media. If you haven't seen it, damn it, you're blind. It's everywhere. This one guy puts out one of the best damn comic strips that I've seen in my life. I put this comic strip on par with all the Sunday comic strips. Peanuts, Foxtrot, all that stuff. He's up there, people. It's not a damn game. He put out a comic strip when he retired the comic strip, said it was done, said this is it, this is the last one. That MFer made me cry. I shed tears. It was beautiful. And then like a year later, he brought the comic strip back. So we're not going to talk about that. He pulled a Marvel on us, but whatever. We got another guy on here. His artwork, I have not had a personal one-on-one conversation with this guy, but his artwork is fantastic. I have seen it and I absolutely love it. So if you have not been able to tell, not only do I like talking about comics, not only do I like drawing comics, but I am a freaking fan of the people that we bring onto this show. And that's going to continue to be the pattern. So in traditional Chat and Draw fashion, here we go.
Here comes a new challenger.
What's up, guys?
That was the greatest intro I've ever had in my life.
That was fantastic, man. Holy cow.
Oh,
I feel like a big deal now.
I know. I don't know. I have to tell my wife. I'm pretty bored. She's gonna have to start changing some things around here. This is really cool.
Copy of this when we're done so I can play it back for everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys a second. I got this added onto our show because I thought it was so perfect. By the way, I love this character. Where's my branding at? It should have been out the whole time I was talking, but I was so damn excited I lost track of things. Bam! There he is. The flop of the cop.
That's
right there. This may be the most challenging drawing that I have to draw on Chat and Draw. This may be it right here. But let's get the pleasantries out the way.
Imagine having to draw him for 10 issues like Seth has had to do.
I believe it. Let's get the intros out the way. Tell everybody who you are And while you're here, we'll start with Mr. Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan Dougherty. I am a writer and artist for comics and kids books. Like Watson mentioned, I marveled my Beardo comic, and I retired it a couple years ago, and brought it back to make Mike Watson cry some more because I didn't have enough tears in my jar yet. When I get a full jar, I think and then I'm also I'm also the writer and artist on Touching Evil. I'm the artist on a kids book called 1,000 No's. And the reason for the visit here, I am the writer and co-creator, along with Seth here, of Floppy Cop, which we are kickstarting right now.
Awesome. Let's get Seth up here. Right. Seth, go ahead. Let them know who you are.
All right. Well, my name's Seth DeMoose. I am the artist and co-creator of Floppy Cop, available on Kickstarter right now for Volume 2. Check us out if you like silly and ridiculous cop dramedies. Really. I've worked on the web. I started on a web comic called Bratthalla, Norse mythology, gods and goddesses as elementary school kids. Did that for quite a long time. Did a couple of image books, I Hate Gallant Girl and Xenoholics. Did some work with Tales of Mystery and Savants, then through SourcePoint, and now it's just floppy flop all the time right now.
Floppy flop all the time.
That's right.
You gotta freaking love that right there. All the time, he says. So we got this floppy copy. So let me get this story out there before I even get. I've started doing my layout in the background, but we got Mr. Dan here to blame for my iPad deception here. I've gone to several comic book conventions with this man, and he was always walking around with this iPad. I'm like, what are you doing with that future toy there, sir? And I'm a fan of that traditional pencil. I like how pencil and paper feels. You're one of these trendy guys. And he showed me his work on there. I mean, I like his work already, but he was showing me what he's doing. And we stayed in a hotel together. And he really showed me what he was doing, like how he was doing all the perspective buildings and the pose and everything. And my eyes were like, you're doing all this on that? Like, that's all he carries around. And he let me play around with it for a little bit. But ever since then, it's been in my system to jump on this iPad train, and and I've dove full-fledged into it. Like I was messaging him for tips, asking him questions and stuff about things, and that's when I had to upgrade and get the big boy. Yeah. So that's where we're at right now. So this show is in part
it's
responsible.
Worth it though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like Apple owes me a check.
Right? I think they owe all of us a check.
Yeah, this show is in part responsible by Dan. He is partly responsible for this show because I wouldn't be doing this without doing the digital art. All right. Let's bring Floppy down.
I'll take credit for that unless something goes terribly wrong. Yeah.
And then you can blame it on me.
So you're gonna, I'm gonna blame it on Seth if it goes wrong. Yeah.
That's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, we can do that. I'm meeting really Seth for the first time. Seth, I've been a big fan of your work, especially on Tales of Mystery. That was fantastic. You did a little something with my brother Victor.
Yeah.
Been following you around for a while, man. Big fan.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, there's some fun stuff coming from Victor and I too.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
that's the benefit of being a brother.
Yeah. No, I'm real proud of those. I can't wait for those to come out too, man. It's one of those things. It's like a secret. I hate not talking about it because I'm real proud of what we did there. And they were just short stories.
Sometimes short stories are the best.
Yeah, just little 4-page vignettes. I can't remember which one, but Victor got super pumped about it. I sent him like the first 2 pages, and he says, holy crap, man, this is like a master class in ethnicity. And I was like, oh, snap, thank you. I was like, so you want me to change something? What am I doing here? Am I making people mad? What's going on? He says, oh, this is perfect. Don't touch a thing.
Don't touch a thing. All right, let's get this cracking. All right, so I just put the link in our comments, guys and gals. Check this out. These guys are here for an awesome Kickstarter called Floppy Cop. And you know what my theory is on it, and you guys do believe in it because, like I said, you just funded my Kickstarter. We can do this a number of ways. You go onto this Kickstarter, you look for a pledge level that you like, and you pledge for it, for that level, and you keep it moving. Then after you do that, you got to follow that mug up with an assist, and you got to go ahead and share it. You got to share it onto your networks and let people know it's out here. Now, if money's tight, understand that. Pandemic, we're all at home. No problem. Donate $1. Dollars help. Yeah. I just did a fundraiser for FSK, and we raised $800 in one day, and it was called a dollar-thon.
All right, so, $1 at a time.
$1 at a time works, man. So go ahead and give them $1 for that. Now, if you have no money, because you got to be completely responsible and you got to take care of home, I got you. Give us a share still. A share is just as important as the money. So go ahead and check that Kickstarter up open up another window. Don't close this window. Open up another one and check out that Kickstarter. You guys, we got to know it, man. We're in volume 2 of we're doing a full trade here. We got to know, how did this character come about? What is the story? Did you find a wet noodle next to a cop's badge? What was
it? many beers and several frustrations later, Dan had an idea and a joke.
Yeah. It really started with the name more than the actual look of them, because we wanted to be able to say at a show, would you like to buy a floppy copy of Floppy Cop? That's how goofy we're starting this thing. I'm telling you.
That's how dumb we are.
Are you freaking kidding me?
We are that dumb. We are that dumb.
I've been calling comics floppies for years, and I didn't put this together.
Yeah. Floppy Cop is Floppy Cop.
Yeah, we wanted a floppy copy. Floppy Copy. That was the goal. That's why we're not doing a hardcover. It cannot be a stiff book. No. I'm not even kidding.
Look at the branding here. My mind is blown. Are you serious?
So it was like, okay, so then who is this guy, right? I mean, we basically, this isn't trying to tell some serious harrowing journey of a dark, tormented dude. This is just a no nonsense, like, goofy guy who looks as absurd as you would expect by his name, and he's no nonsense though, which makes him even funnier. He's usually actually the straight man for a lot of. I mean, the guy who's bending over backwards is actually the straight man for a lot of other people's shenanigans. So. Yeah, so you've got this goofy character who's always a fun visual gag, and then you got this gaggle of characters around him that are all weird in their own ways, and it's just about like keeping the laughs going on the page. Like, honestly, like Seth and I just try to make each other laugh every time we get together on this book. I mean, I'll throw something in there, and I'm like, I know he's gonna like this, but then he'll throw something back, and you're like, God damn it, he came up with
panel
something
to panel, page to page. It's just one more. Hold my beer conversation.
Brad Arney just ordered the first 5 issues.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Danny J. Quick just said he's about to go back it right now. Tessa is wondering where she can buy it. I just sent her the link.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome. That's what I'm talking about, Chat and Draw crew.
You guys are the best, honestly. I know this is a new book for a lot of people, so I appreciate you taking a chance on it. We put even a little link in there, a little tier that gives you an option to get both of them, so you get all caught up. And they're both trade paperbacks, so they're the full set of story 1 and story 2, and at the best price you're going to get for the whole thing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But then I'll tell you, because watching you draw this, it's tough though, right? Like, so. Seth, I feel like I just found one of Seth's earliest drawings of Floppy Cop. I keep finding it over and over again because I always find it and then I tuck it away in one of my flat files, and then it sort of just disappears on me, and then I find it again. But Seth kind of got him right the first time. I mean, he's a weird character to draw. He has no spine in his body, but he's tough as nails. He's just missing that part of his body. Yeah. And so he's all crunchy and a pile
he flops in the breeze. So the hardest part for me was trying to figure out the physics of the character. How am I going to make this guy move? How would that look?
Mhm.
right? So think of it in a real world application, or even from an animation standpoint. How is this physically going to be, at the very least, believable, right? Because it's comedy, it's cartoons, it's comic books. You can go and do the fantastic, but it all has to be rooted in reality somewhere.
Right.
So the biggest inspiration for me ended up being those inflatable men that you see on the side of the road at the car dealers.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I just need to draw that in every panel every time. And then we'd get the scripts from Dan where he's leaning up against the wall or leaning on a desk. And I'm like, Dan, he can't lean on the desk. He has no backbone to hold him up. How do I make this work? So that became the challenge in, oh, well, you know what? F you, buddy. I can make it hard for you. I'm going to do some funny stuff in the panels that you didn't script. So now you have to re-script it. So yeah, it was all just a bunch of jabs.
He did.
One challenge after another. It's fun. And that's the whole point is I think we've both, and everybody, Milena and Jay and Lacey now working on the colors, I think we've all been just laughing the whole time. And that's the best part of it for me, really.
Same here.
Awesome,
Because it was so fun, like finding things to do with Seth. Like when he gave me a guy who's literally, flipped backwards, I was like, what would be funny is if I took his word balloon and put it upside down for what he's saying. So in order to read some of his dialogue, you actually have to turn the book upside down because he's talking upside down in like 20% of the panels.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I love it. I'm loving this. I'm digging the interest in this, the origin story of this character creatively right now. J-Man wants to know if you had an action figure made of Floppy Cop, would he have to be made like a Bindi or like Stretch Armstrong?
That would be fantastic. It would be fantastic. We had paper ones made.
We have paper ones, yeah.
Oh, hold up.
Check
Let me
that
give
out.
you the zoom in on that.
Mine's wearing a mask to be socially.
Mine comes with his own pretzel. And he's
Yeah.
got the action jacket on.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna take mine off so you can see his face. His is
Oh,
really
let's see
on
his
there.
face.
He got the first shot, but he hasn't got the second one yet.
Oh, look at that.
There he is. Yeah.
These are the best.
Yeah, we have a friend in what town? I always forget Madison Heights, right? Or is that what it is?
I think
You know
it's
where Comics
Madison
and More
Heights.
is? Yeah, Comics and More on John R. Road and up in Madison Heights, Michigan. Our buddy Chris Brown, he's the manager there, and there's a guy that we met and befriended there. His name's Austin. Austin makes these paper figures of any character you want, and it's usually
amazing.
it's like $35-$40 to make one of these, and we had 4 of them made of Floppy Cop, one for each member of the team at the time. It was pretty hilarious. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
to answer the question though, I think it's like the lower half of him would be like normal plastic, and the top half of him would be like rubber or like.
We could do. You remember those like trinket toys you get at the zoo or something, where you push the button and they flip and flop all over like that? We could do something like that, where the legs are rooted on the face, and you push the button and he just kind of flips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I've thought
Like-
about
like-
that at all. Not at all.
No, you didn't
not
think
at
about
all.
this one bit. Not
No.
one bit.
No.
Not that we've tried to construct things.
I
Yeah,
believe
I
it.
was
Take
looking at
all
that.
your statues that you use for posing and drawing from reference and break them, and then shake them around in a bag, and that's how you come up with how to draw Floppy Cop.
Let's see. Andy says in the first issue he fires his gun and the recoil swings him around. So darn funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
And he
love
almost hit Santa Claus too.
Andy wants to know if
He
you can
almost
explain
hits-
the pretzel thing.
But Dan likes pretzel. Dan's got a weird thing for pretzel.
I kind of created like a gag that I thought would only last like an issue, and then turned out to be 10 issues long.
Yeah.
Because
And a whole
one of his fellow
supervillain.
yeah, like it really took on a life of its own. He's one of his fellow officers. His name is Barnaby, and he's a total like kind of doofus kind of guy. He's really really kind of clunky and never gets the job right. Like he's always falling behind. He's always weight that they have to pull. and he's got this obsession with pretzels that's borderline erotic. It's really weird.
It's naughty.
It's really bad. Yeah, it's funny as all get out though, because like he's so innocent. Like he's such an innocent character, but his thoughts are so weird because he gets knocked out several times throughout the course of the series. Every time he gets knocked out, he has like a pretzel soap opera in his head that plays, and it's like two pretzels that are in a bizarre love relationship, and it just keeps getting weirder and weirder every time he gets knocked into a coma. And it happens
But
a lot.
it's even more like a telenovela. It's not even an American soap opera. We went full Mexican soap opera style. Over the top.
There's a very like roguish guy, pretzel guy, who's Snyder von Roldgold, who is who's always betraying the women that he loves and possibly murdering people. It's ridiculous. So this kept going and kept getting crazier, and then we were actually working on the second volume, and I turned in a draft of it, and we were kind of digging elements of it, but I don't think I'd sold Seth on it yet, and that was fine because I wanted to sell him. I want to earn Seth's love. I'm not just here collecting it. And we stumbled on this stupid idea for a villain named Pretzel Face, who literally has a mask that looks like a pretzel, and his whole mission is to make everyone the same size, because if we're all the same, then there is no shame. So he has like a pretzel gun that he shoots like face hugger pretzels onto people's faces, and it puffs them up into like 300-pound people.
Yeah.
And they're everyone in the precinct is like, is this Barnaby? Because Barnaby's super into pretzels. So there's this whole like,
and he's a bigger guy.
And he fits the profile on every step of the way. But so we go into these weird territories of gluten and villainy that really I don't think anyone's ever explored before, and maybe no one ever wants to.
I think I actually used gluten as a sound effect.
You did. You did. That's one of my favorite sound effects. Is gluten.
Man. Might have used carbs as another one. I don't remember. It's all a blur now. It's all a doughy, salty blur.
Yeah, Brett says, Mike, reread your Hot Shot series this week, ready for issue 10. Hey, it's coming, and it's coming sooner than you think. Like I said, we got a ton of stuff scheduled for this year, and I'm glad you got caught up so you'll know what's going on. Katie says, late to the party tonight, but looking good. Cool. Thank you, Katie. Floppy Cop needs an animated cartoon. What's up with that, gentlemen?
Oh, man. That would be a blast.
I agree.
That would be a blast.
I think that would be freaking incredible. I think this is like the exact type of thing that gets a cartoon.
Well, I don't know that we could afford like a live action budget. It almost has to be a cartoon.
How would you cast Floppy Cop in a live action show?
I don't know.
It's got to be a cartoon. Yeah, it's got to be a cartoon. I'd love to see like some sort of like Archer or Big Mouth kind of animation on it. Something with because something that mimics Seth's line weight, because I love his line weight. It's like so strong, and it really, I think it lends itself well to being like mocked up on an animated version. That's awesome.
I think, I agree with all of what you just said. That is, I love how Seth breaks down characters.
Oh,
and like it just absolutely works in this style. Like I look at characters, I'm like, man, I can't wait to see how like Seth does that one, because that'd be really cool to see.
Oh, thank you.
No problem, man. Andy says it would have to be on Adult Swim because it's not kid friendly.
Yeah,
no,
it's not.
No, it is not kid friendly. We get into some dark and some naughty stuff too.
And as we say that, J-Man says, how does Floppy Cop have sex?
Well, let's just say not everything is floppy on Floppy Cop.
Yeah, it's only from the pelvis up that's floppy.
Yeah, from the waist down, he's all man.
He's
Floppy
solid
is getting it in.
Yeah, Floppy collects. His nightstick is still working, if you know what I mean.
That is perfect. Danny the Quick says you don't need a spine to have balls.
That's right. That was the.
That's his
statement.
dude. That's one of our
the,
pins.
We made it a pin too. Yeah,
That's
it's
literally
available
one
on
of
the
our
Kickstarter
pins.
too.
This thing just writes itself. Danger Quick said, I got the first 5. Also, Brad Arnie, and I backed the Kickstarter. So you got another backer there.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Love it.
You guys are the best. This is what I'm talking about.
Brad said, Seth,
awesome.
big fan of Tales of Mystery. Volume 2 is actually on this evening's reading list.
Oh, enjoy. That was a fun one to draw, man.
Dude, wasn't it? Because I'm right here, man. I'm right here. It's right by the side.
That one just kept getting bigger and bigger.
Danger Quick always one-upping me. Oh, yeah. So, like, that's kind of a thing that started on this show. People, they race to get to the Kickstarter first. They brag about who's got more of the guest stuff on the show. So it's becoming a regular tradition here.
That's a good race to be in, right?
I like that race, yeah.
Like, there's no losers.
You're all winners.
Losers.
I'm concerned.
Oh, man.
That's
Too
awesome.
much fun. I'm really digging what you're putting down there, man.
Oh, man, thank you.
I'm kind of like hypnotized a little bit watching this.
Right?
No, it's really
this
cool.
is
funny, too. I think the first drawing I did of Floppy Cop, I drew him without his glasses on. You know, I did like the David Caruso shot where he takes the glasses off and the thing explodes behind him.
Oh, my God, that's amazing.
And then I had drawn him again, kind of like an action shot or something where he had the aviators on. And for whatever reason, I made a decision. How funny would it be if throughout the entire life of this character in the book, he never takes the glasses off?
Never, yeah.
Never
has.
So we see him wake up in the morning in bed, and he's still got the glasses on. He falls asleep on the lawn, and he's still got the glasses on.
Oh, wow.
Like it just turned into another joke, you know?
Yeah. He wakes up from like an involuntary colonoscopy. He's still got the glasses on.
Still got the glasses on. Yeah, they don't.
Still got the glasses on. Yeah. No, he's awesome. I love his design. It's so good. Oh yeah,
so
that's
you
right.
guys really have like thought about this. I love that type of detail and work into this. How long did it take you guys to come up with this concept? Like, what was the process? Like, was it a year, 2 years, or did this all work like really fluidly and quickly?
It was like 2 beers and then a weekend.
Wow.
I mean, we had like the first 8 pages written and drawn.
No joke. Seth is one of the fastest artists I've ever seen work as far as, you know, just knocking out killer sequential pages. I mean, and just standalone pieces too. We thought of this idea because we wanted to do something together and we didn't know what. And we were looking for something funny because we were just kind of in a more of a mood to have laughs than heavy stuff. We've done a lot of that. And so it was like Toledo of that year, which was around like February or March, I think. And then by the time Motor City rolled around, we premiered the book at that show.
The first issue. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole first issue.
Yeah. Like I think Toledo was the first or second weekend in March. And then by the middle of May, we were at Motor City with the first issue.
Yeah.
Done.
We rolled in with
printed, colored, all of it. Yeah.
And the whole team was there too, which was cool. And we had no publisher yet. We were just self-publishing. It was, you know, Seth, myself, Milena Deneno, who's the colorist, and then Jay Fosgate did the cover, and we were all at that show. So we just walked in with 200 copies, and we almost walked out with none. It was like we went through that many. Because all 4 of us were pushing it. Like we were 4 people with it on our table. It was just kept moving.
Yeah.
So
we just got the whole
feel.
thing.
I mean, to have so many people, having 4 people united in one goal, pushing the book. How does that feel?
Oh, amazing.
Sincerely, like, and we're all friends. That was the best part. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't, not to say that you can't just, you know, partner up with somebody that you don't know and make a cool book and whatever. But like the fact that we were all friends and we really were having a good time with it really made it that much more rewarding, you know. It was, and by the end of it, we had SourcePoint talking to us about publishing it. So it was like a really, really successful Motor City.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. So you premiered the book, sold damn near 200 copies at its first premiere, and then got interest from a big publisher that same weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Extreme, I mean, like stupid lucky, right? Like it all just came together so fast all at once.
Dude,
Like,
that's
why
the
can't
stuff
that
that
happen in
dreams are
every
made
show?
out of.
I know. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Totally.
So good. Dude,
I
this is
like
so
that.
funny.
I like that a lot, man. That's super awesome. All right, so now this will be my I'm venturing in there. I went ahead and put my pledge down today. I got the new trade.
I saw. Thank you.
So what is, I like to get a little personal with these characters. What is Floppy Cop's favorite food?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's actually just alcohol, but
I was going to say whiskey.
I think it's whiskey, yeah. Because he's pretty. Sometimes he he makes jokes like if he drinks enough, his liver will be solid and it'll improve his posture. It'll
Yeah.
bring his body up a bit. No,
That's
he's
incredible.
He's a meat and potatoes guy for sure, though. He doesn't have a whole lot of frills to him, except for this bizarre, spinal problem. He's really no nonsense. So he probably would be like a steak and potatoes kind of dude, I think. What do you think, Seth?
No, that's what I think too. I mean, I think he wouldn't be without this, lack of a spine. I think he'd be a pretty run-of-the-mill, stereotypical cop, right? Like you're tough, you're BA. I'm just gonna arrest these crime punks. Kind of a Clint Eastwood sort of feel, right? Which can be kind of boring because it's been done 2,000 times. So
But not with a Floppy Cop.
you take his spine out, and now all of a sudden there's a whole other dynamic that has to be taken into account. So you start to feel sorry for the guy. Like, where did his spine go? How did that happen? I want to know more. Right now, he's not just a boring old cop that's pissed off at everybody.
Yeah. And it's really fun. It's funny to me to see somebody say serious stuff while they look completely ridiculous. Because sometimes he's just like, he's the voice of reason in the room sometimes. I mean, he says some jokes too, but sometimes it's just like, this is what's got to be. And you're like, how can I take this dude seriously? He can smell his own ass. His head is very close to being up his ass.
Yeah, he's looking at
Just
the back
like
of
the
his
writer.
shoes right now. I mean, how can I take this guy seriously?
Yeah.
I love it.
That kind of dynamic is, I think, what makes the whole thing come together. Is that kind of brilliant writing that Dan does with the characters.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm just trying to make you laugh.
It's
I'm
working.
just trying to make Seth laugh. Man, it's just fun. This is, again, like, we've brought this up before when people ask us about, why we make this book. And it is to remind people that comics can be funny too. I mean, I love a good harrowing tale and a mystery or a good sci-fi or a good horror, but I kind of also need my comics to be funny sometimes. And that's what, I mean, Floppy Cop is like, every time I think my story's going a little bit too straight into the obvious joke, I'm like, we got to turn it on its head a little bit. We got to throw something in there. I might have, I might bring a celebrity in there and just have them randomly have a purpose in the story, like in a major way. Like Muggsy Bogues is a pretty strong character in this comic, actually, which is kind of cool because we actually reached out to him and he was actually interested if we ever did do an animation of this thing. He was like, "Yeah, let me know. I'm curious."
Yeah, let me know. I might lend my voice for my character.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
Because I put Muggsy Bogues in this book because he's got one of the greatest villain names of all time. His name is Muggsy Bogues.
Right? Like, he just sounds like a bad guy. 1.5
He
steals
should be-
for your lifetime.
Yeah. His crime is that he actually, this is his stats. I had to look it up. He had 1.5 steals per game, so we're basically treating that as a crime. And
I love it.
He's on the run from the police for his impeccable basketball career, and for having a really cool villain name.
Really kick-ass name. Yeah.
Yeah, if his name was like Steve Jones, he wouldn't be in trouble. But Muggsy Bogues, he's in trouble.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's on the list.
Yeah. They're looking for him.
Yeah. Yeah, we do a lot of fun stuff like that, which just sort of just throws a random, like, what the heck is going on in this book, which is exactly what we want you to feel, that you just keep letting the books keep building and building, and just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, all of a sudden Muggsy Bogues is in there.
I think that's amazing.
excuse me, or the Slink, the original villain.
So
from
is
the
this drawing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
the Slink. Yeah, this drawing's killer. I love it. I love how the perspective keeps getting more and more extreme the more you do this. You're like, no, I can make these arms even longer. How
really
long
want
will
to
they
push.
go?
I really want to push the flop in this, man.
You are.
Oh,
This is
that is
great.
great. I love
I'm like,
it.
that's not enough flop. Like, if he's gonna do this, man, he's freaking going all flop in this.
Yeah,
He is too.
Watson,
He's spelling all the way out, laid out like nothing.
if you can go into your settings in the Procreate and just put the flop up to 100%, that would be great. You got to turn that one knob all the way up.
I need
Maximum floppiness.
I need that. If you ever wanted to turn your settings a flop up, just go ahead and do
Get
that.
it all the way up to the top. Dude,
All
Seth,
the
you
way.
need to come up with like a Procreate brush called just Floppy or whatever.
Right, flop.
And
It's
it's
just with one swipe, it makes your drawing flop.
flop
That's
over. Yeah,
incredible.
every line just suddenly like it goes straight, and then all of a sudden it just droops right back down.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is good.
There we go.
Yeah. These things write themselves.
Nice.
The-
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, that looks so good.
Oh, you got a helper. I assume you know that person.
Huh?
I assume you know that person.
Oh yeah, she just moved in.
Yeah, she paying rent. Gotta pay
Rent
some
and
rent.
chores.
Nice. That's how you
All
do
right.
it.
I think I'm ready to play around with these inks now. All right.
I can't wait. Dude, you did all that on one layer. You are.
Oh no, I used 4 layers. I used 4.
Did you? Oh, you just merged them down. I must have missed that part.
Yeah. I'm still getting used to having all the power on this bad boy. on my other pad, I can only do 7 layers on the other pad.
Yeah, I mean, Uncle Ben told you. I mean, he said, "You gotta watch out for that iPad." And I wish you would have stopped this robber beforehand. You lazy kid. Man.
So let's get into a little bit about you guys. Let's hear your origin stories. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Before we get into that, we got some comments I need to catch up on.
Oh, cool.
Andy says, "Who would win in a limbo contest, Mr. Fantastic, Plastic Man, or Floppy Cop?"
Does Floppy Cop get to cheat? Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, do their
Like-
rules have to be followed? Because if not, then I'm going floppy all the way.
yeah, he'd probably play dirty. If
Yeah.
there were no rules, he'd play dirty. And he would
Yeah,
win.
that's a CTW.
If it was
team
legit,
situation.
ooh. Yeah, if it was legit, I'd say it's gotta be Mr. Fantastic.
If it was
Yeah.
legit, I'd say Mr. Fantastic too, because he's just been in the
Plastic
game.
Man
He's
probably just
so
fawning
smart.
around. Yeah,
I think Plastic Man would just get caught up in showing off.
Yeah, and forget what
yeah,
he's
he'd be
actually
telling
doing.
jokes too much.
Oh, Brad just backed. He said, "Didn't get
Ooh,
quick raise the
Brad.
bar, so I just backed too."
Oh man,
Speaking of limbos, people raising the bar. This is great.
right? Holy cow!
We got
I
a
told you
team
they
going.
get competitive, man.
Throwing
I
down a
love it.
challenge
This is-
coin right there. It is.
This is great. Boom. So
All right, and then we got Brad wants to know, are you guys from Michigan? Michiganders.
I am.
Seth
I'm
is.
over in West Michigan, Grand Rapids area.
Okay.
I'm
Where are
a
you
South
located
Side
at?
of Chicago guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I remember you saying.
Yeah. Although I was just up in Michigan last week. That's one of my favorite places to go. Yeah,
Motor City had
too.
that Jay Fosgate cover, and it's a
Mhm.
Grateful Dead parody that says "Keep on flopping."
Yeah, it was like, you know, that R. Crumb piece that he did for the Dead, where it's the big outstretched foot and the kind of hippie looking thing. He based it off of that. A lot of our covers actually turned out to be parodies. They were there was one that was like a Bloom County parody. Yeah, there it is. Seth's got it. You know, in fact, I got it.
Oh,
right
let's
here,
check it
too.
out.
I
Let's
think
check it out. Hold up.
Pop it up there.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay
right here,
Fosgate's
right
a
here.
master.
Love him. He's the best. We even did a Ratfink parody for the new one, but we that was when we were thinking of doing this as single issues, and then we kind of like switched gears after 2020, and we were like, no, let's just put it all together as one grade, because it was just, 2020 kind of threw everyone's plans for a bit of a loop.
Yeah. I know, because I normally see you, but I
know. When was the last show I saw you at, Watson? I'm trying to think. Was it?
Did I want to say it was Chicago?
My last show that I did before the pandemic hit was C2E2. Were you at that one?
I was not at that one.
How about that was almost the only show I did in 2020. I squeezed in Northwest Indiana Con before that, but that's a local show. Man, yeah, it's been a while. It's got to be like late 2019 maybe I saw you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hold on, because I got an idea of these teeth. All right, Katie says, I feel if you made a game about him, it would have similar vibes to Octodad.
Octodad.
Ooh, what's Octodad?
I don't know that one. Am I too old for that?
I don't think you're too old for it.
Is it that couple that had the 8 kids with the TV show?
Oh,
and then they got divorced? Is it that one? No. Did they make a game about that?
It's not great, Dan.
It's a really bad game, yeah. A game that ends in tragedy and celebrity gone wrong. Guy gets a lip job. It's terrible. It's no good.
Brad says he's about an hour or so south of Grand Rapids.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
I hear words that sound like my name.
That's right.
What is happening?
Fozzie.
Always talking about the Fozgit.
We love talking about Fozgit. It's one of my favorite
I can't
topics.
talk about him enough.
Top 10 topic is Fozgit.
When I grow up, I want to draw like Jay Fozgit.
We'll get there one day. By that time, I'll be dead. But
You'll be dead.
I'll be dead. But if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to draw one drawing as good as Jay Fozgit draws.
Stop stealing my dreams, Dan.
I did it. It's done. The work is complete. Yeah, Jay's been doing that for about 70 years.
Yeah.
I've wasted my life.
Well, I think it's because he's a southpaw, and I draw with my right hand, and I can't figure out the mathematics to make it look right.
Yeah, you ever see Jay draw? He's got one of those cool grips that you can't do. He's got one of those it curls this way where I can't get that. I can't do that.
Oh,
that's because he's left-handed.
He's
left-handed, so he's doing one of those where he can see it. I think I'm assuming is why it helps him see it a bit better. I don't know, but it's really cool, and I could never do that.
Magic.
Jay, I miss you, Jay.
Now he's gonna yell at me.
Katie says Octodad is a game where you are octopus pretending to be a dad, and you control all of his limbs independently.
Oh, that does sound like this. That'd be good.
I think that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, the physics of all the different limbs. That would be fun.
He just swings around.
Yeah.
His hips stay in the same spot, but his body moves around. That'd be great.
That would be great. Like that.
What if it was a dad pretending to be an octopus? That'd be fun too.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that anymore, Dan.
Oh yeah, we're going to stop.
Did we venture into some different territory?
It's just just too into octopuses. I got the cephalopod fever. What am I talking about? You think I know what I'm talking about?
Now we all caught up on those comments. Let's find out about your guys' origin story. How did you get into the life of comic books? What was this critical points of when you found out this is what you wanted to do and you were stricken with your superpowers?
Ooh. I mean, I've always wanted to draw. I always liked drawing ever since I was a little kid. My mom was an artist too. She painted. She didn't do comics or anything, but she did big paintings and stuff. And I always really just took to it. I always really liked drawing, but I always liked telling little stories with my drawings too. So, I mean, I always loved it. I didn't think it was going to be a career when I was a kid, but I was always doing it. And to your earlier point about comic strips, I mean, I read all of them when I was a kid. I was reading Calvin and Hobbes and Bloom County and Our Far Side and Peanuts and all that stuff. And just, I mean, it was like school. So, yeah, I mean, I started. I think I made my first comic in college that I actually finished, and then I got a little a little publishing bump with it, which was kind of gave me the bug. And then after I took some medication for that bug, I kept doing it.
That
So
medication was
yeah,
called a
I mean,
bill.
I started doing it. Yeah, I feel like it just I've been doing it my whole life, but I think I officially took the dive into like total freelance. You know, like this is gonna be what I'm gonna do full time in like 2008, and then I've never really looked back. So that's me in a nutshell. And then I just like doing different types of stuff too. So like, you know, I think that keeps me moving on it. But yeah, I just really love doing it.
Well, I think this is a follow-up question before we get to Seth. How much of Beardo Comics is true? Because if anybody's read Beardo, they know how you progress, and like that's one of the best parts of the strip.
I'd say it's definitely at least 80% true. I mean, some strips are legit 100% a recounting of something that happened, like as succinctly as I can tell it. Some of them are like, you know, you edit it for the sake of story, but the germ of the idea did come from something real. And then some of them are just silly, you know, me sort of like piecing together something that I think is funny. But I'd say the majority of them are based on real life, because I like that about Beardo. Like I like that it's got some rules to it. You know, like I kind of have to base it off of things that have happened to me. You know, if I can't just concoct things out of nowhere for that one, or otherwise it's not a Beardo anymore. And so like for Beardo, it definitely follows me from like out of college to now. And it's a weird, it's a weird chronicle of a guy trying to make a living as a artist while being an adult.
Awesome. I like hearing that type of stuff, man, because there's some really good gimmicks in there, some good gags, and really good storytelling in that comic.
Thank you.
Seth, when did you get your origin story, buddy?
Well, I loved comics growing up. I mean, so as a little kid, I fell in love with the cosmic Marvel stuff. Thor, Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four. It was the late 80s, getting into the early 90s, and then Image hit and just exploded, and I couldn't get enough of it. I was just fully on board for everything that was coming out and everything that was going on. And then it sort of dawned on me by the time I was about 12 that these books were actually made by people. They didn't just kind of manifest themselves on the shelf at the bookstore in the town I was living in. So I thought, well, if somebody's got to make these and draw these, that can be a job. Holy shit, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I've looked at that. I've looked at that and thought about that as both a blessing and a curse. Because at 12 years old, I didn't have any other options. Like nothing else sounded good. Didn't matter if I got good at basketball or how well I could throw a baseball, or if I was good at math. I wasn't going to go be an accountant. I wasn't going to go do anything else. This is it, straight and narrow. So, got through high school. Ended up, only getting C's or worse in art class, and decided.
Wait! Back this up.
No, it's a true story.
You were getting C's in art school?
Well, in art class. In high school. Got accepted to a couple different art colleges, but realized that art is all subjective, and what really were they going to do for me except give me materials and time to hone the craft, right? Otherwise, it's just, if you get good enough at art, you can make your own piece of paper that says you're a master at it, right?
Right.
So it wasn't something that was for me, but I had no experience, no real world art cred, right? So nobody wanted to hire me to do anything. So I got a real job, and then got another real job, and then got another real job. And from there, started doing fan art with the old message boards, and the internet turned into a big thing, and started drawing pictures of like my heroes characters. I would draw Shadowhawk and Savage Dragon and Spawn and post it on the image boards and Digital Webbing Presents. And that caught the eye of enough people that it turned into an image book. And that was the I Hate Gallant Girl. It was my first working comic gig. And it was an image book, a 3-issue image book that Jim Valentino put out.
Incredible.
Yeah. So again, extremely lucky, right place, right time. I don't know. I hoodwinked everybody into thinking I had enough ability. And then from there, I've tried to go one project into the next one, so there's no or very little gap in between things coming out. Always be working,
Right. Absolutely. That's a great story because that it feels like both your stories are stories of perseverance and things not initially going the way that you wanted them to go, but still finding a route to do something you love until it becomes a thing that you're doing all the time. And I got nothing but respect for that, man. That's what's up.
Well, it's like something I keep, or I don't know if I heard it or read it, so it's terrible now because I feel bad if I'm stealing it from somebody. But the line that stuck with me was "Dreams don't work unless you do." Mm-hmm. So I took that right to heart, and it was like, okay, well, let's. I approach every page, every drawing like a blue collar gig. It's roll your sleeves up, do the work. You put in the effort, you get the reward out of it. If you phone it in, it's going to show. People are going to know, and you might not get another shot. So make it count.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's still a job. I think that's the thing that's funny is like it is a job. If you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it.
Right. And there's lots of people that want to draw Spider-Man and Wolverine, man.
Yeah. No, for real. I remember too. Like that was what I thought was super interesting when I was a kid. Was looking at the credits of the comic. I think that was where I started realizing maybe this was something that I was at least interested in because I wanted to know who made it. That was. It wasn't just enough to read Batman. It was like, oh, who did this cover? Oh, it's Mike Mignola. Who's that guy? Like, that I don't know who that is. And so then you started looking more at like, okay, who's this Bill Watterson guy? Who's this Todd McFarlane guy? That was my era anyway. That was the like late 80s to mid 90s was when I was really hitting it the most.
I still can't get enough of Bill Watterson. Man, I miss that stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
I still pull Calvin and Hobbes out just for refreshing the inspiration.
It's so good.
Oh, it's top notch.
We have a comic book library here down Ohio State, and it's we went down there, man. Like they have the artwork there where you have to wear the gloves to show you. Mm-hmm. They've got so many original drawings from the comic strips. They still got animation from Disney that Disney is trying to get back from them, but they refuse to sell it to them. Like no,
that's mine now.
the part where Hook falls in Peter Pan and the Croc jumps up to snap him.
Yeah.
Like that's there, like all this, the drawings of that. It's like, oh my God, like these people, just their genuine ability to draw is fantastic.
Well, the crazy thing about a lot of those old things, like the old Disney stuff, I imagine when the artist was done with it, half that stuff usually just got chucked in the trash. Because they're like, yeah, movie's out, we're done with it, we don't need it anymore.
And that's how they get it here.
I mean, it's entirely possible. I mean,
that whole building is just run by one very clever janitor from the 1950s. It's like, that's trash is my treasure.
It's a raccoon, right? A trash panda digging in trash.
Yeah, it's a trash panda. Yeah,
absolutely.
The new mascot for Ohio State comic book library or cartoon library is a trash panda. There you go.
Yeah,
trash panda.
We're taking donations on Kickstarter.
And if you are just tuning in right now, we are talking Floppy Cop. The Kickstarter is live right now. The link is in the comments. Open up another window off to the side and go ahead and check that out. Once you check it out, go ahead and pledge to it because I'm going to tell you right now, you're already going to like it. I'm a big advocate for it. The book is pretty dope, and I can't wait to get my copy. We've already had a few people pledge live tonight or whatnot.
Yes.
And you guys said this is the second volume, correct?
Correct.
It is indeed, yes. The first one we were holding up earlier was this guy right here. That's also available on there if you want to just completely catch up with the whole series in one pretty easy shot. We have the package deal where you can get 1 and 2. For the people who already know Floppy Cop, of course, you can just get the second book and get yourself all caught up. We got our Floppy Cop badge, enamel pin. This thing is
Oh yeah, let's check that out because I saw that on there.
Look at this thing.
I don't even have one.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You don't have one.
I don't have one.
Really?
It's really.
I thought I sent you
he's
some
dropping
of
some
those.
messages there for you, Dan. He needs to have one.
Nice.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Come on.
I'm being called out. Being called out on national news. We got a pretzel pin. I've had people. This one's probably the most universal one because, like, I've had people when we were. Remember, I don't know if you remember what conventions were. It was this thing people did. But when I would be at a convention, people would buy this not knowing what this was even relating to.
You know, I
They were just
had
like,
people buy the pretzel pin off my table, and when I'd start talking to them about where it comes from and then start talking about the book, they're like, I don't care, dude. Just give me the damn pretzel. Okay, here you go.
yeah.
I'm not
All
gonna
what they
hard
want.
What's crazy too is that people, and I don't know why they do this. I'm actually concerned for their mental health. But when they buy the "you don't need a spine to have balls" pin, and they don't know why we made it, it's like, why does this speak to you? I got genuine concerns about you. But it's a really funny pin. It's a really funny pin because you can put it next to another pin and basically make that pin speak. I've put this one next to the Seth the Moose pin that I have on my corkboard. Because Seth has his own pin. And so Seth's been saying that for about 1.5 years now. And then we got the classic. Yeah. The Beardo pin's probably saying it, yeah. And then we got the Floppy Cop pin. And then we have like prints and some other fun stuff. And we have some stretch goal fun that we're trying to get to.
We've got commissions as rewards.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the stuff that's really on here. I was excited about it. The fact that you guys are doing a co-op commission where you guys are tag teaming on it.
Yes, those are going to be now like a normal commission is you ask or you request what you want, and then the artist draws what you're asking for. On the joint commission, it's going to be a Floppy Cop themed commission on a big old 11 by 17 piece of Bristol, and both Dan and I are going to work on it, and we haven't quite figured out the logistics of it yet, but we know it'll work because we're both too stubborn to quit.
All right. That's what I was wondering myself. What's the logistics? Who's going to do what?
Oh, I got some ideas.
Could be a bit of anything.
Maybe
Dan pencils, I ink. Maybe I draw it, Dan paints it. Could be maybe Dan draws it, I paint it.
Personally, I think we're both gonna have some drawing on it, and then we might find ways to marry the styles because I got some ideas, man. I got some ideas.
That could be fun.
It's gonna be also an excuse to hang out with Seth,
right? So yeah, there's only 4 of those spots available though. That was the big ticket tier, and there's only 3 of those.
There's 3. Yeah, somebody already scooped one up today. We also, on a more bitter note, and Seth, I'm just livid. I'm beside myself with rage and jealousy.
What did I do now?
Well, Seth, we opened up 10 commission spots for Seth and 10 commission spots for Dan, and so far, I believe
I got 2.
I have 0.
I got 2.
I'm gonna have to sleep. I'm gonna have to sleep on the couch tonight, Seth, because I am just beside myself with a lot of hurt feelings and just bitter pills to swallow. I mean
if you want to talk about it, Dan, we can talk about it.
This hits.
I mean, we can have it out right now live.
You know what?
As long as I'm winning, I got no hard feelings.
You're the last person I want to talk to about it right now. It's gonna be like talking to the guy dueling with me. It's like Hamilton talking to Aaron Burr. Like, why would I do that?
Right? Like, what's up, bro?
Yeah, no. Pardon me. Are you Aaron Burr, sir? No, we're having a fun, goofy little game of it, but yeah.
Competition.
Yeah, but we do have those slots open, obviously, just so we can connect with people, do something a little more custom for them. Those are ones where you can request the character. You can say, "Hey, I want you to draw this, that, and the other," and we'll be like, "Okay, cool," and we'll do it, in our style, of course. But then the big Floppy Cop ones, there's, like I said, where there's only going to be 4 of those that we're going to do, and they're going to be a pretty special piece, I think. Technically, Seth and I have sort of collaborated on something before. We did a cover for, what was it? It was a blank sketch cover for like Scooby-Doo or Cereal, something like that. Because everyone did Cereal on it.
Halloween Cereal, yeah. And I
It
really
was you, me, Ryan Brown.
Yeah. And Jay
Was it
Foster.
John Merrick?
No.
Fosgate? Yeah.
Yeah, it was you and Ryan Brown and Fosgate, and then me. I think that was it.
And that was it?
Yeah. Well, it was 4 Halloween cereals. So Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Blueberry, and Frankenberry. Right? Or did I say that? I don't know.
That's the only other time I think we've ever drawn something together. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
And that wasn't even really the same piece, because yours was on like the back and mine was on the front of it, or something like that. I don't remember. I think it was.
Yeah, you guys were on the front. You guys.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because by the time I got it, the front was, I think, filled up, and so it's a wraparound. I just tossed my guy in the back there.
But these will be completely cohesive. It'll be cool. It'll be fun. And Dan and we're selling out all over it. So we're hoping to give everybody everything they ask for and a little bit more. I mean, it's all about having fun and being.
Yeah. That's
you got it.
Our goal is to make everybody something that they want to have. I think it'd be super fun to have. Oh no, what's going on with this gun? What did you do to the gun? Why is it gone?
Oh no, because I'm lazy.
Oh, you guys are happy and face?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You're gonna pull
I'm lazy.
Terry?
That's all.
You're gonna pull a Terry? You're gonna flip it?
I absolutely am.
I love it.
There it is.
I only got so much time on the episode.
Oh yeah, you're. This is gonna be a buzzer beater now. We better just be quiet and silently watch Watson.
And just let him draw, right?
So that,
y'all are fine. Keep the conversation
I want him to
going.
feel every drop of sweat coming off his face, every tremble in his hand as he's like, "Will I or won't I? Will I get this done or not?" The pressure's on, Watson. Now, Watson, I was wondering if you could do some math for me. I got a couple equations for you.
No.
I want you to juggle these while you're trying. So,
absolutely not, sir. You have defeated me.
We got a couple.
Live.
All right, I got a lot of Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of talk a lot about politics and religion. We're gonna really get heavy here. You ready?
Oh man,
that's terrible.
It's gonna be brutal for you. It's gonna be really bad. We're gonna ruin the whole show. Watson, how did you get into this? We didn't hear your origin story. I want to hear that. I'm taking over this interview now. Yeah.
That's generally what tends to happen.
I'll take it. I want to know.
I was in the 6th grade, and I had a best friend by the name of Tom, and he was reading comic books one day in class, and I was like, "Why are you reading that stupid ass thing, man?" And he was like, "Stupid." Like, he didn't realize that I thought comic books were dumb. I didn't see it. I didn't get the point in them. And he was like, "Yeah, so tomorrow I'm bringing in a bunch of books, comic books. If you can't find anything that you like in this list of books that I bring you, we can't be friends anymore." Yeah. And I was like, "Are you serious, man? Like, we kind of been friends. Like, it's the school year's halfway over. Like, we've kind of like been best friends for a long time now. We're invested." He's like, "I'm not. If you don't like comic books, I can't roll with you." And so he brought me a list of books.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. He brought me a list of books, and it took to like the very last one to get in there. But X-Men number 17 drawn by Andy Kubert's the Blue Squad fighting Omega Red in Russia.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes!
I remember everything about that book.
Oh.
And it was cool because like I used to get picked on in
Yep.
school. So I see this little 4-foot nothing hairball with butter knives coming out of his hands, and he's the last man standing over all these amazingly dope powers, super gorgeous characters, and the ugliest, smallest dude is the last one standing. And I was like, oh shoot, I want to be like that. Like, he just kept getting back up. He never gave up. He was just a badass, man. And I was like, man, that's how I want to be, man. That's how I want to. And like, I somewhat took that mentality on moving forward in school. So anybody that messed with me, I just thought I was freaking Wolverine, man, and kept that attitude. But from that moment of seeing that artwork and stuff, that was it for me. Like, I fell in love with comics at that moment. Like the way Andy was drawing those perspectives with the claws coming right at you and those epic ass fights with it was better than anything I've seen.
Best of the best. Andy Kubert's amazing.
Yeah, that was a great run he had too on X-Men. That was fantastic. And so it's so cool you said that particular comic. I mean, I got that one. That by that point I started actually reading it regularly. But that's around the same time for me because I jumped in when the crossover for Executioner's song.
Yep.
That was my dive into the X-Men because that was, I believe, if I'm remembering the timeline right, that was when the cartoon came on around that time. And so, or at least, I mean, I think one of them was before the other. But then I was like, I gotta go find this. And then like what stunk about, or I mean, it was just, I guess it was like a scavenger hunt for me because that was like a 12-part thing that went over like X-Force and X-Men and X-Factor and Uncanny. And I had to I was behind. I think by the time I jumped in, it was like part 9 of Executioner's song. And I was like, where are parts 1 through 8? how am I going to find them? I was like scouring the countryside trying to find these issues. It was insane. But that got me into comics. That again, I mean, that was like another this is a huge thing you got to be paying attention to.
Well, that was like Greg Capullo on X-Force at that point, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I fell in love with Greg Capullo on X-Force, man. I was like, what? Wait, what? They can look like this now?
Yeah. Especially since he followed Liefeld and like he just completely had a more solid style and he just his grasp of the characters was just it was crazy.
It was a whole grounding experience and it just made him big and thick and beefy and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he killed it. I love this stuff.
Yep.
It's funny like how good that stuff, I mean, it still looks great. At the same time, compared to what he does now, it's like he's just keeps getting better, that guy. Like it's wild to me that he's that dedicated.
Yep. I'll follow anything and everything he does. I remember him on first time I was exposed to Greg Capullo was Quasar. He did some issues of Quasar. Look those up. He's like basically a Jim Lee knockoff at that point. Like he hadn't quite found himself yet, or Marvel had him drawing in like a house style. And then that's why it was such a mind-blowing experience when he got into X-Force after Liefeld, because it was this just massive, I don't know, just beefy, thick, tough, badass.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll have to find that one. I never read that one.
That's fun.
Joe, that's what I was getting into it too, because then Joe Mad came out a couple years after that.
Oh, that changed everything.
Yeah.
That changed the whole game, man. Like I didn't know what anime was at that point, man. I was a late bloomer and I was like, this is so amazing. And then my friends were like, yeah, man, you ain't never seen an anime before? I was like, the fuck's the anime, man? Like, do you see this right here? I don't care what that is.
Right? This is the coolest looking stuff ever.
Yeah. Like,
that's the best thing about Joe Mad is he found a way to take those two very distinct styles in manga and anime and American comics and then make one out of it.
Yeah.
And like that had never been done to that level of success before. So yeah, that's talk about moving the needle.
Yeah, man, this is crazy because like Joe Mad could come out with a book right now and people would still buy it.
I'm still waiting for Battle Chasers number 10.
Dude, we all are.
That's
We
still
all-
one of my favorite books
Right.
ever.
I think that's a universal feeling. Yeah. That's everybody. Yeah.
I pledged on his
Man, good luck
Kickstarter
with
to
that.
buy the video game, the Battle Chasers video game.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a PlayStation at the time, but I bought it for PlayStation just to make sure I could get like copies of the book when it came out.
Yeah, that never happened either.
Well, no, I got the game. The game's a blast, but no,
No, the book
never came
didn't though.
out. Yeah, that's how big a deal that was for me. I went all in on that.
Yeah. I was looking forward to that, man. Like, oh, he's gonna do the book
Oh, this is fun.
with this?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what's up, but it did not happen.
Yeah, he's been behind on a couple things, and that's sort of his thing, right? that's the one fatal flaw of Joe Mad. But
That is the one fatal flaw.
I had when I was teaching at my old school, they'd always bring him up as an influence. Like he always came into the conversation at least once or twice in the course of the day. He's just that good.
He is. And like I used to be so mad at him, man. I was like, Joe Mad had the comic book career we all wanted. Interned at Marvel at 16.
Yeah.
Started drawing Spider-Man and the X-Men. Got to do whatever he wanted at Marvel Comics. Then took his entire fan base to his own property.
Yeah.
And was killing it.
Killing it. And then he went and made video games.
And what made video games, right?
Yeah. Which is what he's doing now. I mean, he's making video games now, so it's not like he's not doing stuff, but man. I want those comics.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
man, like,
Me too.
just finish it, man. I just
Dude, this is looking great.
even if you did the layouts, let somebody else get it out to us.
Yeah, if you just had like a crew of finishers, that would be like, I bet you he could knock it out.
Dude, it'd be just like manga. That's exactly what they do. They have one key artist and they have like 10 other people draw the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So the main guy draws like 5 pages. Everybody else draws the other 150.
Right. Just do that. Come on.
I
They
take
just
it.
rough it out, right? Isn't that what it is? Like they kind of give you like, here's the broad strokes, here's what you do, and everyone else. I would do it, man. If I had like a crew like that on my art, just to say here's the rough layout, and then everybody else finish it for me.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. I would be like Leo DiCaprio on that yacht in Wolf of Wall Street. That would be me, just throwing lobsters at people.
Oh shoot.
All right, guys. Here is the flop of the cop. Doing
Oh.
his thing.
Yes.
I
You know what I
absolutely
love too is your Apple Pencil is still at 94%. Well done.
Here's the replay of the drawing for everyone to catch.
Oh.
This
I
is a
love
fun
his
one.
expression. Man, that's just that's great.
So good.
Thank you
I
very
guess
much.
now we know why he's wearing the glasses because he's got crazy eyes. He's got crazy eyes that I love. He's got to keep them shades on because everyone will be like, dude, you are intense. You are a lot right now. That's awesome.
Oh, that is absolutely great.
I love
Thank you very much,
I
guys.
think that's
Coming
my
from you
favorite part of the whole
guys, it's a real
thing.
compliment.
Oh, well, now I got to step my game up though, because now it's like you're gunning for my job, man.
Yeah, Steph, if you could just go away for a second, watch me have a
I'll
conversation.
go ahead and mute myself, right? That's how this works.
Oh, Steph, you'll always be my boo. Come on, no. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
man.
Well, this is going to be y'all's. You guys can do whatever you want with it. I normally keep the art as well because I put it in my art book. So these will be going in the season 3 art book for Chat and Draw or whatever the Kickstarter just got approved or whatnot. But if you guys want to go ahead and get this colored up and use it for whatever, it is yours to do that.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Heck
Thank
yeah.
you.
Heck
Thank
yeah.
you, Watson. Appreciate it.
I'm all about it, man.
This is great, man. No,
Thank
this was a blast. What a cool format you have. You are able to be super entertaining talking to people and at the same time draw a
Right?
really badass drawing. This is who came up with
Nobody
this
else-
format? This is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, no, this is great, man.
I was just thinking I wanted to be at comic book conventions, and when the pandemic hit, they really shut down things. I was like, man. I started realizing and seeing online that everybody was in the same situation that I was. I miss going to cons and being at tables, having the conversation, having people hang out with me while I'm drawing, selling and pitching stuff at the same time. So I just figured, man, I just start drawing people's characters, invite them on, help them promote their stuff, and do the artwork and try to get as close to a comic book convention feel as I can.
What a great idea.
It's awesome.
Absolutely
This
brilliant.
is so cool.
Thank
Fan
you.
for life. Fan for life.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm in.
I am
Well
looking forward so much to getting my copy of the book. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming on tonight. If you guys want to go ahead and give them one last shout out to who you are and where they can find you, I've already put the Kickstarter link in the comments. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate you. Thank you, Brad. Go ahead and check that out. And guys, go ahead and share it. Dan, let them know one last time who you are and where they can find you too, social media.
Yes. Yeah. My name is Dan Dougherty. And let me just first say thank you to everybody tonight who jumped in and pledged or shared or both. We really appreciate it. You all know how it is with comics like at this level, right? Where we're making new things and people might not know what it is. So you taking a chance on it is the best. You can find me on social media on Facebook under Dan Dougherty. You can even go to my Beardo page on Facebook, which I post a lot of stuff on. Instagram and Twitter, I'm at Beardo Comics, and I do a Patreon where I post 3 new Beardo strips a week for $2 a month on patreon.com/Beardo Comics, and that is me. And please check out and share that Kickstarter for us.
Good,
So
Seth.
hey, I'm Seth DeMoose. You can find me on Facebook under Seth DeMoose. Instagram is at Seth DeMoose, one word. Twitter is at DeMoose Seth, and I'm all over social media as much as I can be, as much as is sane or well, we won't even go that far. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, listening, checking us out, looking at the Floppy Cop Kickstarter. Thank you for pledging. Can't wait to get it in all of your hands so that you can read it and laugh, and we can all just sit and have inside jokes about how stupid Dan and I are. Because it's amazing to witness. And yeah, this is how the comic is made. This is
Kate
what we
Land
do.
in the building.
Love that girl, sister from another mister.
Let's see here. All righty, kiddos, we're coming to that point where it's the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for checking us out. I hope you guys enjoyed the artwork we did today. I had a lot of fun. The pressure was on because, as you already know, I am big fans of both these men here with their artwork. So be sure to check that out, get their books, and you know the Kickstarter rules. We are indies. We are small time. We are in our basements. We're in our studio apartments. We're in our bedrooms. We are drawing while eating corned beef sandwiches and watching TV and balancing our family life with our kids. The more money that you give to us on these Kickstarters, the more that we can do. And you don't even have to give money if you just share it. Because I promise you, sharing is just as important as giving us money. We want both of them. But if you are coming up on hard times and all you can do is share, that is great. It's okay. We really appreciate it because someone in your network may think that this is a really cool thing that they want to get attached to, and they may not know it because we're not in their circle. They don't see our stuff. So you are our advocate. So please help us with that. And if you're just looking for some cool shit to get, check out one of these pledges. Both these guys are scholars in their art form, and I would love to get a commission from any one of them. Actually, Dan Dougherty did a one-pager for me for my old Kickstarter for Vigilance, and it was fantastic. I had Victor Dan just write it, and Dan did the art. It was incredible. So, yes, jump on them. Check out their Kickstarter. Help them out. Help them make this reality. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Tomorrow we are off, but Wednesday I have Paige Alfred coming on to the show, and then we are done until the 16th, where I have Big Jaw coming on the show. Actor, director, comedian, 1.5 million followers on his YouTube channel. This dude makes some hilarious skits, and I'm telling you, you're going to want to watch this one and tune in because I already know what I'm drawing for him, and it's going to be pretty damn funny. So thank you for tuning in, everybody, and stay epic, everyone. Thanks again.